Fandoms are a community of people, big or small, that love certain types of books, shows, video games, and movies. In theory, fandoms supposed to unite people that are also fans of said franchises. Like I said before, something similar to a community. In theory, fans should respect other fans' opinions about said franchise and support one another. And if you're really a die-hard fan of said franchise, you can educate and discuss about interesting topics to other members of the fandom. And most of the time, the fandoms that I do interact with actually do this. But what happens if there's toxicity in the fandom? Like, for example, harassment and stalking.
Insults and harassment for multiple years on end, and then I tell you to fuck off? Don't start playing the victim with, oh, I'm just giving my opinion and stuff like that. Oh, your video just sucks.
Manipulation and content abuse.
These are the people, Liam, who you have lied to, manipulated, and gaslit to no fucking end. Seriously, you have hurt these people, Liam. You have literally mentally scarred these people, Liam.
Yep, that's exactly what you think it is. He used the entirety of my video in his response video. He has an entire fucking anime series on his YouTube channel just fine somehow.
And that's what we are going to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me discuss about the toxic incident that happened in the Jurassic Park fandom. The Razorblade versus Liam saga. Now keep in mind, all this shit I'm going to talk about started because of a dinosaur movie. And yes, you're hearing that correctly. All this toxic drama happened because of a dinosaur movie, and that being the 5th installment of the Jurassic Park franchise, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, this movie in the franchise, well, let's just say it's really divisive. The critics and the general public didn't enjoy it due to its bad storytelling, nostalgia baiting, bad characters, plot holes, and many more problems. But maybe I'm going to discuss all Fallen Kingdom's problems in a future review. Hey, what do you expect? I also don't like this piece of garbage of a movie. But back to topic. Both critics and audiences didn't like it so much to the point they give Fallen Kingdom a really low rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But with the fans, it's a different story.
No, the writing for this movie is excellent. It makes sense to everything that came before, and it's not as idiot as you jerks try to think it is. The plot hole you complain about has an explanation. Every illogical thing you question makes total sense and is consistent with everything that was established prior to it if you actually use that piece of meat in your head called brain.
Points were invalid. Well, guess what? I'm about to throw down with this bastard and actually show him what the frick I'm talking about. I honestly question how much of a Jurassic Park fan you are. Nice job you did your fucking research, and a nicer job you're basically Nostalgia Critic 2.0 with.
Out of these toxic fanboys that gatekeep the movie, I will only be talking about 2 of them, that being Shinobi03 and Liam. So, you might ask, who is Shinobi03 and Liam? Well, Shinobi03 is basically the one who started this whole mess of quote-unquote by correcting the critics by making a series of debunking videos. And, in my honest opinion, those debunking videos that Shinobi03 made were not even that good. Basically, Shinobi03 tells the viewer that the critics are not real fans because they never use any third-party information that is not even canon to begin with. What do I mean by third-party information? Well, Shinobi basically used the novel versions of Jurassic Park that are not even canon to the movies. And heck, different events happened in the novels that didn't even happen in the movies of Jurassic Park. And plus, there are some important characters that have different personalities, and some of the main characters actually died in the novels. And to completely destroy Shinobi Zero Tree's point, it's widely accepted that the novels are not even canon to the movies in the fandom. And yet, he still pretends that the novels are canon to the movies, even though they're two different stories from two different continuities. And plus, he thinks that the Telltale Jurassic Park game is also canon. Yeah, I'm not fucking joking. I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks that the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park games are also canon. You know, the games where Alan Grant has a fucking rocket launcher and a fucking taser gun. Yep, apparently to Shinobi Zero Tree, those fucking games are canon now. So yeah, basically Shinobi Zero Tree is the type of dude that spreads misinformation about the Jurassic Park franchise and making it to be canon, even though it's from a continuity from a novel or from a fucking video game at all places. And plus, due to this, other toxic fanboys decide to use Shinobi Zero Tree's points against critics, even though the points that Shinobi Zero Tree says is not even canon to the movie continuity. And plus, if you think about it, these points are not really fair and reliable because one, like I said before, majority of these points are not even from the movie continuity. They're from the novel version of Jurassic Park. And plus, the general public and most Jurassic Park fans are only fans of the movies only, not the novels. And I'm pretty goddamn sure that none of them would care about very obscure information that is not even canon to the movie continuity of Jurassic Park. But the fanboys still gatekeep and defended the movie, while the movie critics ripped apart Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and giving it a low score on Rotten Tomatoes. The war between the toxic fanboys versus the movie critics has just begun.
But you think it's what they think that matters! Because you're just a mindless beyond who can't walk!
Difficulties.
Who cares if you say this movie is good, huh? No one! But if you say this movie sucks, then congratulations! The Travis pulled!
Like silly writing and plotting can work sometimes when the conviction of the narrative delivery allows us a strong perspective on where our empathy should lie.
I'll be real with you, Chief. I have not the slightest idea of what you're talking about.
Boy! Shut your fucking goddamn mouth!
While the war between the movie critics and the fanboys still rages on, a YouTuber named Razorblade made his review on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. In his review, Razorblade talks about the flaws that he noticed in Fallen Kingdom, and the review itself was pretty well received. But out of the people liking his review, a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom fanboy despised the review, and that fanboy is named Liam. Or to be specific, Liam198. And he also has another name called Linker198. Or you can just call him PogChamp. You know what? Let's just call him Liam for simplicity's sake. Anyways, Liam is an odd fellow to say the least. Most of his activities on YouTube is just him making random memes and illegally pirating an entire Final Fantasy anime in his YouTube channel, and making a public playlist of him hating on other people's opinions. So yeah, Liam is a type of guy you might start stupid arguments with because of the most stupidest topics imaginable. And he might bring up dumb points, like for example, one, excusing nostalgia baiting and unoriginality because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a quote-unquote anniversary movie.
Oh no! There's a scene similar to something in the original that automatically makes the film bad. There are similar looking shots of the previous one. Not only is this supposed to be a celebration and because of Jurassic Park, because the island is literally gone after this, But fun fact, when this film came out, this was the 25th anniversary of the franchise.
2. Saying that the dinosaurs can work in war because it's cool.
That's right. We're actually bringing back the idea of weaponizing dinosaurs for the military. Because it was such a brilliant fucking idea in the last movie. Seriously though, if you're just gonna point a gun at somebody, why not just use the fucking gun itself? I mean, what if you're on a stealth mission? Is the fucking dinosaur gonna be stealthy while the fucking thing is ripping people apart while they're probably screaming that, ah, my guns are being ripped up by this fucking dinosaur? I think that kind of goes against the entire point of it.
You do know that the raptors, at least in Jurassic Park movies, are stealth gods. Did you forget about the famous line of, clever girl? Like, seriously? Also, as for your thing about the militarization, Shinobi already made, literally explained how the militarization of dinosaurs in these movies actually work. But oh wait, you probably didn't know that because you didn't watch it all because it's too long. Seriously. Even though he says it's stupid, he actually does a great job explaining it. And even then, what is wrong with militarizing dinosaurs? We already use animals. How would this be any different? What, because it's dinosaurs, it doesn't make sense? Fuck off! As for, how they would be able to get around bullets, I probably gotta find it, and I'm gonna need a link to the description or something. But I know a friend of mine once sent me armor images of the Indoraptor wearing armor, and it looks like it protects itself. And before you say that's ridiculous, elephants. Back in the day.
3. Judging your physical appearance than the topic itself. And yes, Liam is that so insecure to the point he did this many times on Razorblade's review.
I see you have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo? Yeah, right there. That's the Kingdom Hearts heart right there. So that means you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, eh? Huh. You know, Kingdom Hearts. The series that has a very, at times, confusing and first-sounding plot that requires you to understand hours and hours of game lore, and yet you can't figure out a simple plot of a movie like this. And this is coming from a fan of Kingdom Hearts that can understand the plot, by the way. Look at that face. I'm really angry, guys. I need to be angry for the camera.
And before Liam made his quote-unquote response video to Razorblade, he decided to stalk and harass Razorblade in his comment section for almost 3 years, and him boasting that he can make a response video against his review. That, in his own words,
I don't have to like any of the movies that I tried to defend and stuff like that. And that's fine. I just wanted to try and debunk, in my opinion, a bad reviewer.
And it wasn't a surprise that Liam made a response video to Razorblade's video, and oh boy, let's just say it's not even good for a response video. Because 1, the video itself was on Dailymotion, and to quote Razorblade, a site that nobody even uses. And another thing, Liam just got 2 random people from Discord. They are just Liam's lapdogs because they never say their thoughts on Razorblade's video. They just agree whatever Liam says. And plus, the video itself was not even well edited. It's just a very long Discord stream. And how long was it? Well, it's in a whopping 3 hours long. And plus, it doesn't help the fact that Liam talks about his big-ass tangents where he talks about his dumbass points. Like I mentioned before, Liam's video wasn't, edited well, thus making the video itself feel lazy and rushed. I mean, hey, there's people out there who actually spend time with their content and actually put hard work into it. But no, I guess Liam was just too busy bashing Razorblade's opinion on a bad movie. But what was Razorblade's opinion on Liam's response? Well, he didn't like the video for obvious reasons, and I do agree with him with a lot of his points. I mean, let's look at Razorblade's perspective. He got harassed and stalked by Liam by almost 3 years before Liam's response video, and Razorblade himself basically gave Liam many chances to end the drama. But Liam, being the stubborn oaf that he is, he still stalked and harassed Razorblade. And Razorblade pointed out that Liam's response video was really badly made. And to make things worse, Razorblade pointed out that Liam used and manipulated and bullied a lot of people from the internet.
This guy tried to get me on the Razorblade hate wagon back when he first met. Honestly, I don't care what opinions people have as long as they aren't hurting anybody. And this man would just not shut up. He would screen share videos of people he didn't like on Discord and keep pausing over and over just to rant for minutes on end. Yeah, you think his videos are bad? Try meeting him in real life. And then you have Marty here. 5 years I've been stuck in Stockholm with this guy as a friend, and I finally think I blocked him out of my mind for good. I hope he sees this as a lesson to not think about himself above all else when trying to apologize to someone else. Not to mention that, you know, there's this gigantic Discord conversation that goes on and on about you. You know, about how manipulative you are, how much you love to lie, mislead people, and basically can prove to be a massive hypocrite who doesn't give a shit about people and just does whatever he pleases.
And because of Liam's video, Razorblade decided to get some people with him to watch Liam's 3-hour-long response video and to basically make their own response video against Liam. But because of Liam's response video being 3 hours long, Razorblade's response video consists of 3 parts. And oh boy, Razorblade and the other people in the video ripped apart Liam and basically debunked Liam's whole response video. And if you want to watch it, it's in the bottom of the description. But let's get back to topic. At the near end of the streams, Razorblade and the other guests made jokes about the drama not ending after the streams, and they thought Liam will eventually come back again and make a whole ass big temper tantrum about the streams. But unfortunately, those jokes they made will come to reality. After the Razorblade streams, everybody thought that the drama between Razorblade and Liam was over. But unfortunately, Liam did saw the videos that Razorblade made on him, and Liam, well, he's not happy about it. But let's get back to that a little bit later. Meanwhile, there was a troll channel that showed up and made meme videos about Liam. And Liam didn't like them too much. So on the following days and weeks, Liam decided to go on a crusade to start drama with the people that were involved with the drama. Well, shall I say, kinda bit involved with the drama. That person being Burble the Camel.
Yo, what up? It's me, Burble the Camel. So, my experience with Liam. At first I thought Liam was an okay guy. I mean, he was weird and occasionally really annoying. Indoraptor with armor my ass. And so Liam, being the toxic fuck that he is, decided to get me and a couple of my friends on the Razorblade hate bandwagon. So essentially I became another one of Liam's lapdogs like the ones in his response towards Razorblade. And this is because Liam is the master of manipulation. We'll get back to that in a little bit. So yeah, I basically agreed with everything that Liam said until Razorblade showed his side of the story, and I just kinda distanced myself from Liam as much as possible. And during the whole heat of the drama, I decided to make an animation for Razorblade where he hits Liam with a stop sign. You can check that out on his channel. Liam, being the intelligent human being that he is, decided to bitch to me about the animation, even though by that point it had already been a month since I made it, and I made it at the heat of the drama, which by this point was already resolved, it was already done. But he waited until now to start complaining. Liam decided to throw his little fit in a public VC, and as more people joined, he manipulated them and turned them against me, making it seem like I made the animation recently, even though, like I said, it had already been a month. The drama was already resolved. I made that at the heat of the drama. And what made things worse was that one of the moderators of the server got involved and believed Liam, even though they know for a fact that I made the video a month ago by that point. There was no actual resolution to this whole situation. We were just both forced to kind of drop it. Liam got off scot-free. I was painted to be the villain, so yeah, Liam's not a good person.
Chugging the world, one bottle at a time.
So yeah, it looks like Liam had a motive to basically attack people that were a part of the drama. Even though with Burbo's case, he wasn't even that involved with the situation itself. Burbo wasn't even on Razorblade's videos. But Liam, being the desperate man he is in this situation, still attacked Burbo in Discord because of an animation that was made months ago. And speaking of attack, Liam did try to attack Razorblade twice. And how did Liam did it? By giving Razorblade a false copyright strike 2 times. The first attempt failed due to Liam not following the steps properly, like for example, in the slot where it says in the legal document where is your video is used, Liam, instead of using the timestamps of the video that quote-unquote Razorblade used, he decided to put the link of the entire video and not being specific about it. And he only says that the entire video was used, even though in Razorblade's video, he only used parts of Liam's video, not the entire thing. And with the second attempt, it was immediately declined by YouTube due to bad spelling errors, and there was a shit ton of them. And Razorblade did actually talk about the false copyright strikes that Liam sent, and for reasonable reasons, he was very pissed. And it doesn't help the fact if Liam's copyright strike was successful, that would be Razorblade's second strike for his channel, therefore increasing the chances for Razorblade's channel to be terminated by YouTube. But later on in Razorblade's second response video, Razorblade called out the Liam hate channel and told him to stop harassing Liam, because it turns out Liam thinks that Razorblade himself is somehow responsible for the meme hate channel, putting all the blame to Razorblade, even though Razorblade said in his multiple videos he doesn't promote bullying and harassment. Days, weeks, and months went by. Looks like the drama of Liam vs Razorblade is finally concluded. With Razorblade, his channel became more popular with more views and subscribers, and with more reviews, and he only brings up Liam time to time. Most of the time, he makes fun of Liam in his reviews, and usually, Liam makes a huge temper tantrum about it in the comment section. But let's talk about that a little bit later. And for Liam's side, on the other hand, his channel became dead and less active after the drama happened. He did post an announcement video about his side of the story, but like I said before, he pretty much just blamed Razorblade for all of the backlash that he got, even though Liam is the one who is responsible for most of it. But later on, Razorblade did make a review on Jurassic World Dominion. And oh boy, this review was ruthless. Like last time, he did talk about the flaws about the movie, but he made a lot of jokes about Liam. And with classic Liam fashion, Liam did respond in the comment section, but unfortunately, the comment itself got deleted by Liam. But I have one of my friends who actually saw the comment, and he actually replied to it and basically described what Liam wrote in the comment section before it got deleted. So, take it away, Dalian.
Oh boy, you're a CGI? Great! Frick you. First of all, I didn't...
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Liam198, if you still even remember that name, but it's time that we got something out of the way. This is a response to the comment you left on Razorblade's Dominion video before you seemingly deleted it. If you're right about anything, it's that you would indeed be a fool to stir up the drama again. However, while it is normal to feel offended, it is not okay to act upon those feelings if your hands aren't clean either. Don't pretend like you're the victim here, because whether or not you like it, the truth is that you aren't. In fact, I would say that Razorblade was the victim here. And Razorblade is justified in bringing up the drama again and unlisting the videos. He needed to. It wasn't because he needed to pan out the time on his review of Dominion, or to try and make you look bad, but he did it because he needed to prove a point. That point being to show that there are toxic individuals such as yourself out there, doing things similar to what you have done to Razorblade, harassing people for having less than positive attitudes towards works of fiction you enjoy, to try and have things your way. And regarding what you did simply cannot be overlooked, whether as a heat of the moment thing, neither as an impulsive decision. What you have done has spanned through 3 years. 3 years to fully realize what you were actually doing. 3 grueling years for Razorblade having to deal with you stalking and harassing him, trying to get him on your side by using pseudo-intellectual arguments, only to have said arguments fall flat on their faces, and ultimately wasting both Razorblades and your time. Also, I have a feeling that you aren't trying to convince Razorblade to remove you from the thumbnail and unlist the videos mentioning you in order to stop the drama. You are instead trying to get him to do these things so that you can clean up and preserve your image, trying to make all of what happened as just some small little scuffle that came and went, when in reality, it wasn't that simple. I also want to remind you that you brought this entire tidal wave of drama upon yourself, not Razorblade. You had decided to begin this argument, and naturally Razorblade was going to respond. His arguments tried to put the fire out with facts and logic, but you and your stupidity, ignorance, and apparent lack of intellectual capabilities and proper cognitive functions added fuel to the fire, causing this drama to drag on for much longer than it needed to be. But you couldn't realize that until now, assuming that you can even see your mistakes. However, it is already too late, and just as you tried to put the flame out, Razorblade has now shown the unforgiving world of the internet that you aren't quite who many people thought you were. And now we all see your true colors. There is no going back for you.
So, what's the final verdict? Well, in my honest opinion, out of the internet dramas that I witnessed, this got to be the most stupidest one I ever seen. Like, think about it. All of this shit happened because of Razorblade only talking about his opinions on Fallen Kingdom, a bad dinosaur movie, and Liam making a huge ass temper tantrum about it. And when he gets backlash, he acts like a victim, even though Liam is the one who harassed and stalked Razorblade for almost 3 years. And don't forget the fact that he bullied and manipulated and gaslight people in the internet, and overall Liam just being a toxic son of a bitch in general. But at the end of the day, Liam didn't even got anything from this drama. He didn't got any clout, nor fame. He only got a lot of backlash due to the drama. And because of that, Liam did actually deleted his whole channel. So if you think about it, he lost everything. Liam lost his friends, his reputation, and even his own channel.
If there's any thought that I think of me for a little support, at a time of need it'll be enough. Not a chance.
Happen with a crazy rap skill. Get ready to rumble. Now be the time. If you ain't know, now you know. Good luck, fellas. Do the impossible, see the invisible. Roll, fight the power. Hush the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Roll, fight the power. What you wanna do is what you wanna do. Just break the rule, then you see the truth. You see the truth, baby. Roll, fight the power. Second verse dedicates to the real peeps. What we gotta say is so real thing, cause revolution ain't never gonna televise. Kicking a map, whoa, microphone phenotype, opening third.